This move on Bitcoin here has set some really interesting things in motion across Bitcoin and the altcoin market, which we're going to be covering in this video. A lot of actionable things that I'm quite excited to talk to you about right here. But the first thing that I want to cover with you is just really looking at this rejection that we got right here. Now, as expected, we topped out at this yellow line that marks 26.2. This is an area of resistance that we've had for quite some time. We did find support where I was warning you we might find support last night, which is absolutely beautiful. It's exactly what we want to see. We want to see that we are responding correctly to areas of support and then using them very, very well indeed. So we've started that. This might fizzle out. We've got to see how we interact with this resistance zone around over here. If we're able to get above the yellow line, then to me, we're up to the next area of resistance. And if we can get above that, then we're in the real game. So we're still far away from being in a good place. We're still far away from being in a place with a lot of strength. But as it stands right now, as far as, we could have done, we've done the best we could just for right now. We're going to have to continue to watch this. But what's really interesting is if we do take a look at this chart on the weekly time frame right here on a different chart, this one right here, what's very clear is that Bitcoin over these last few weeks has been incredibly slow. It has not been very volatile at all. But here's something that's interesting. You guys know that I really like to kind of analyze between the lines. I want to really dive deep and understand exactly what's going on a very deep level. And what I'm seeing from this chart right now is that we've seen a little bit of a drop to the downside, basically a short-term downtrend here. And this downtrend really accelerated on this week right here. I'm guessing this was somewhere in August. And since then, we've just been, slowly grinding down. Really nothing particularly crazy at all. And, when you do things like that, typically that's a sign that whatever trend you're in, and in this case, it's a downtrend, that's a sign that whatever trend you're in is actually getting a little bit weaker, potentially getting ready to reverse. So that's something interesting. We're already starting to see that happen, by the way. If we look at it on this chart right here, it's exactly what I'm saying. When you form these kind of candles, this is the beauty of the situation that we're in right now. And honestly, obviously people are not paying attention to this, and that's why you're coming right here to this YouTube channel, because you're getting a no bullshit approach to absolutely everything here. One of the things that this actually means is now it's quite easy to form what's called a bullish engulfing candle, okay? And that's a really big deal. Within 1 week already, and granted it's only a Wednesday, right? So we've got to see how this plays until Sunday here, but within just a week, we've already eclipsed the previous 2 weeks of price action here with our candle body. And that's a really big deal. That's showing us that within just 1 week, we are erasing the previous few weeks of price action. And, I want to remind you guys that when we've done this kind of thing in the past, it's had a really big impact on the market. I can't really find you some examples of that right now. Here's a great one right here. This 1 weekly candle eclipsed the previous 1, 2, 3, 4. Really, it just goes back very far. This 1 weekly candle just completely overshadowing everything. These engulfing candles are a big deal. They can really have a big impact on the market, whether you're trading up or down, and that is really, really important to keep in mind. Something else that I want to highlight to you, those of you that are going to be interested in this are going to love this, is an opportunity for those of you that just want to kind of hold your crypto. You want to use your crypto to serve you more than just kind of putting it in your hardware wallet or whatever the case is. I've got something really interesting for you. It's not going to appeal to everybody, but if this is you, go ahead and check it out, and we'll come right back to the video. The crypto landscape is changing all the time, and now we've got a brand new approach to crypto-backed loans with 𝗢𝗢𝗙𝗓. They're going to reshape your perspective on cryptocurrencies and their potential. And the deal here is, first of all, they're headquartered in the EU and Switzerland. They hold regulatory approvals from Swiss and Italian authorities, others in the EU as well. Before I continue, I want to preface this by saying I'm not a financial advisor, but here's the deal here. They conduct very high standards of crypto storage. They've got lots of measures in place to make sure that your funds are safe, including partnering up with Ledger Vault for additional security. And what they're doing is they're equipping you with the necessary tools and valuable insights to fully embrace and capitalize on the crypto journey. They've got the multi-hodl feature where you can simultaneously open positions on various cryptos and also set predetermined profit levels, stop loss limits, and so on, just to make sure that your assets are protected. They've also got the turbocharge service. That's where you can access a chain of loans where the platform uses borrowed fiat to purchase additional crypto and then uses it as collateral. Normal loans in the real world, you can do it with crypto. So you're basically, they're bridging that gap. It's a little bit of DeFi action here as well. This is absolutely beautiful. They ensure compliance with industry standards. Obviously, this is super important for someone like me. I take security very seriously, and I always urge you guys to do the same. It's absolutely essential when you're dealing with crypto. They've also got 2FA and a bunch of other features that you're going to find useful for this kind of thing. Go check out their website. You can get the app where you can play around with it just like I'm doing on screen right here. If you are interested interested and you want to sign up, you can use my code SAMI. It's linked in the description along with everything else. And you can download the app by scanning the QR code and then complete the necessary KYC checks. For those of you that are verified, if you're in the UAE, you're going to receive a bonus of up to $30. And for anyone else in other countries, your bonuses vary from $5 to $40. Go check it out if you're interested, and let's get right back to the video. All right, so super cool offer. Definitely check it out with the link in the description down below. But let's come back to the altcoins here and talk a little bit about what they could mean. We've already covered how Bitcoin had this beautiful engulfing candle right here on the chart and what this could mean, if this does continue to play out over the next kind of 4 days or so until the end of the week. It's definitely something that I'm going to continue to watch very closely. It's something that I'm very interested in, and it's already started to have a positive impact on the markets as well. If we go ahead and take a look at Ethereum, here's what we're seeing on the Ethereum chart right here. We did have that same dump down that Bitcoin produced, but Ethereum has not been strong enough to recover that move. You see, Bitcoin got back above the kind of range that it was trading sideways in. Ethereum hasn't been able to do that. It's actually found new resistance at the 1620 area, which is somewhat concerning. Obviously, that's not quite what you want to see, but at the same time, what we do have is a little bit more space until we get to that bearish resistance cloud right here on the Ichimoku cloud. And we've also been looking a little bit at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, which, it has been dropping down. It's certainly not looking amazing, but, support is close. And this is something that we've been talking about quite a bit on this YouTube channel. This is almost one of those things where, yeah, I know it does take time and it can be frustrating because of how much time it takes. However, and this is really important, what we are looking at is when the time comes, a lot of money can be made very quickly on this coin. And the thing that's really impressive about this is only Ethereum, right? I'm not talking about a shit coin. I'm not talking about something that, has been rug pulled a million times or anything like that. This is the second biggest cryptocurrency in the world. And to me, it's a fairly safe asset because of that. None of these assets are safe. Bitcoin isn't safe, obviously, either. And we know this. We're staying realistic about the market. That's why you come to this YouTube channel instead of somewhere else, is because you want a realistic approach. And that's what I'm aiming to bring to you. But in line with that, as far as, the relative risk profile goes in this space, Ethereum just isn't that bad. And that's where this gets really interesting, because if it means that you have to wait, and you might not get opportunities coming all the time, but if it means that you have to wait until we fall down to critical areas of support like this, areas where we've already been using it as support and then resistance and then support again consistently over a span of 4 years now, this can start looking very, very interesting. If we manage to produce another bounce right here, considering that this is a relatively safe asset as far as crypto goes, this could be a really nice surefire 20-30% increase on your Bitcoin holdings, which is really, really interesting. Those of you that are interested in picking up any Ethereum tokens and stuff like that, you can check it out on Bybit, because you're going to pay 0% trading fees when you buy coins just normally with spot trading. And if you're trading the way I am with derivatives, you're going to get up to $30,000 in completely free trading capital that they give you, which you can deploy right back into the market. And any profits that you generate with those $30,000 are yours to keep. You can withdraw those profits as well. BingX with the link in the description. Also allowing you to trade with no KYC, but also in traditional finance markets, meaning you can trade Tesla, Apple, Forex, indices, commodities. It's absolutely crazy just with a Bitcoin deposit. Very, very, very cool offer indeed with both of these down there in the description down below. Definitely well worth going ahead and checking that out. If we do take a look at this on the daily chart for Ethereum against the dollar, we are now trading inside of a descending channel. We've bounced off the lower trend line right here, and we are just encountering a little bit of resistance. If we're able to clear this, it should be a pretty easy moonshot up to the $1,900 range. So I don't want you to be too discouraged by this. The Ethereum Bitcoin chart, yeah, there might be a little bit more of a dip to come, but it's looking pretty good. The Ethereum chart against the dollar, it didn't quite get above the resistance area that Bitcoin managed to scramble over, but that's okay because of what you've seen here in this video. It's really not that bad of a picture, considering how high Ethereum might actually be able to get before encountering its next major resistance. It's not the same thing for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a lot more resistance scattered all over the place, but with Ethereum, for me, it's just not as bad until we get a little bit higher. There are definitely more areas here that are worth paying attention to, but because of how aggressive Ethereum can be, it's just not something that I am actually too worried about. Now, here's something that a lot of people are worried about in the market. And actually, before we get onto that, I do want to talk to you a little bit about Tron. Tron is obviously a coin that I've just taken a position on in the market. You guys who are inside of VIP have seen my updates on that. Bam, you can join on screen right here with 50% off if you are interested. This is basically the biggest discount we've ever done, so go ahead and check it out. If you are interested, you're getting half price off VIP when you follow the steps in the description on screen right here as well. To get yourself inside of the group where I'm telling you everything I'm trading, I did take a position on Tron, as you guys know very well, just basically seeing when Tron was around over here. I was telling you guys inside of VIP days before it happened that if we drop down to this green box, this could be a buy, and just look at the result of all of that. It is absolutely spectacular. Definitely something that I am very happy to be seeing indeed. Right here, we've seen a big pump to the upside, you know, and just from low to high, I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. If we try and put this in perspective, it's a 7% move within just 8 hours. I mean, you know, to compare this to Bitcoin, by the way, just to kind of really help you understand what we're seeing here. Bitcoin didn't even pull off the same move, and it took double the time. So, you know, if you're able to trade the altcoin market safely and clinically the way we have done here, there's a lot of money to be made. You guys have already seen what that's looked like. I was posting this on my Twitter page, which you can find also linked in the description down below. You know, when I woke up, I was up $10,000, and a little bit later on in the day, I'm up by more than 20K, which is absolutely fantastic. This is, again, the same trade that I put inside of VIP. Here is the actual screenshot of my position, which is very, very cool. And this is the post that's shared inside of VIP. This is what you get. You're getting, as usual, all of the information on the exact details of my trade, the reasons I'm entering, the reasons I shouldn't, and so on, along with, of course, the real-time updates on how I'm taking profits on my positions, or if the position is turning out to not look so good, I'm telling you why I'm closing it, or where I'm closing, or what my plan is to kind of de-risk and stuff like that. So a very, very in-depth experience to see kind of what I'm doing in the market. And you know, what we've seen here is a nice big pump to the upside. We've retraced down by a little bit, and now you know, potentially getting ready for that next attack to the upside. This could go a few different ways. We could form some sort of falling wedge like this. We could form some sort of triangle a little bit like this, you know, or this could just be a dead cat bounce, and you know, it just kind of like whatever, just fizzles out. So I'm going to continue to watch this in any case. I'm not really too bothered. My stop loss has already been raised to break even, so it's impossible for me to lose money, and I've already secured a massive amount of profit on this position. So I am super happy with the performance of this trade so far. I do want to talk to you though about Cardano. We'll come back to Tron in just a second. Cardano is looking particularly interesting because of you know, the lows that it's trading at. If we look at Cardano's price right now, it basically fell down to like 24 cents just a few days ago. It was at an absolute low, by the way. I mean, if we take a look at this you know, on the chart, I mean, it's quite harrowing actually, to be honest, you know, where Cardano was able to get down to, and the fact that it didn't, you know, quite slip down. It has already kind of slipped back down a little bit, you know, but this was basically the final support that Cardano had before just fucking falling down into a massive black hole of at least a minus 20% move, if not significantly more, because there's really just not that much support on this chart. I mean, you know, we can go all the way back to 2018 and we can start to paint a slightly more optimistic image, but the fact is, you know, this is, by the way, this is just such a crazy chart. I mean, you know, this is the reason that I really don't like shit coins. I mean, you know, you're just, Cardano is effectively trading like Ripple. You know, it's just not a particularly healthy asset to be in. And I mean, I know this kind of thing angers a lot of people, but the fucking numbers are right here in front of you. I mean, you know, you can bitch and cry as much as you like, but this is a bad asset to be holding. And if you couldn't recognize that before, like me personally, I exited every single altcoin more or less. You know, back in 2018, I really don't hold any altcoins anymore. There's a little bit here and there because of whatever, but you know, no more than 5-10% of my portfolio is in altcoins, and that includes Ethereum, by the way. You know, and that's because I recognize that these things are incredibly risky. You'll make a lot of money in the bull market, but precisely because you were stupid enough to be in these coins in the first place, you're not going to take profits on them in the you know, when the time comes either. And I'm only speaking like this, and I'm only saying all of this with such high levels of accuracy because I've been that guy too, you know, but I'm obviously not that guy anymore. And this is the thing, is like, I mean, crisis has just been narrowly averted here with this drop. You know, we haven't quite fallen below these lows right here. We had a crazy SFP right here, swing failure pattern right here, and then we saw a big kind of blast off from this low to this high. It was a really big swing, nearly doubled in price right here. Just absolute shitcoin trading. I mean, you know, if you're still holding on to this, I don't even know what to say to you. I mean, this is a lot. You know, at some point you've just got to fucking and you just got to recognize that it's time to start respecting your money, and putting your money in places that are more sensible. Again, I can understand why you wouldn't do it, but ignorance is not an excuse. The markets won't stop taking your money away just because you're not smart enough at managing your money. I know that these are harsh things to say, but they need to be said. And don't think that I'm only saying it now when you've already lost 90% of your money. I've been saying this shit since the markets were super high as well, and I was getting a lot of hate for it. And of course, I turned out to be right every single time. I haven't been fucking around for 6-7 years in this space, not learning anything. Like I've really picked up a lot and understood what I should stay away from and what I should kind of move towards. And that's what I'm trying to bring to you guys, not only when the market is down and dead like this, but also when the markets are at all-time highs, when nobody wants to listen to me. I'm still saying the same thing, ladies and gents. And if you do appreciate that, do me a massive favor and smash up those likes. Make sure that you are subscribed and all of that good stuff. The thing here now is that if we are able to form a bounce, I mean, this is the opportunity zone. I mean, this is where a lot of people are going to be feeling a lot of pain, a lot of fear, especially if this drop does come into fruition. But this is where the opportunities are, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, there is a beautiful risk to reward ratio right now in any kind of long position on Cardano. We're far away from resistance, if nothing else. I mean, there's a 15% move until the first area of resistance that I'm seeing on this chart. Potentially even much more than that, maybe even 20%, like 21% up there. And to the downside, I mean, I could comfortably put a stop loss around, the 23 cents area, really. I mean, this would be a pretty nice kind of 6% loss compared to a, 20% upside, 25%. It's a pretty good risk to reward ratio, on some opportunities for Cardano right now. So I am liking that. I mean, I'm seeing opportunities where they exist. And this is definitely one of those things where, like right now, it does look interesting. Granted, I'm not a huge fan, right? I mean, if you look at, like the space between each of these tests of this low that we've been at, basically, the first one was back here in December of 22, and then, we had June of 23, and you can just see it's gotten way faster, and then August, and then September. So, if you try and read between the lines and really understand what's actually going on with this chart, one thing that is very, very clear as far as I can see is that we have actually seen the market coming closer and closer to this area, basically showing more and more weakness, which to me means that each subsequent test of this level makes it more likely for a collapse. And we've already tested this level 4 times now in the last year. It hasn't even been 1 year, by the way. So, it's not good. It's not looking too good, in this particular situation, but nonetheless, I mean, the risk to reward is exactly that. I mean, it still says that this is a good trade. So take that as you will. Personally for me, it looks pretty good. It does fit my risk profile more or less. I'm still kind of on the fence about if I'm actually going to trade this move, but I think that, as far as all the opportunities go in the market, and especially the lack of opportunities we've had, this one is definitely one of the more interesting ones in the market right here. There might be a little, one more kind of little, like dip like that, and then down, or maybe even something a bit more violent, and then back up kind of thing. Would make a lot of sense to me. But for me, until we lose this area of support, we're still above the support. I know that it's revolutionary to say stuff like that these days, but I am just old school that way. I do prefer to make money, and as a result of me being somebody who enjoys making money, I also am realistic about our support levels, and this is why I think that it is something that looks particularly interesting. So there's a lot here to unpack. There's a lot here to go through. Definitely, quite a few interesting opportunities. Here's another visualization at just how high Cardano can go if it's able to use support at this area and get back up to its next macro area of resistance. I mean, it's definitely not something that I would want to fade. It's definitely not something that I would want to ignore. There definitely could be some good money making opportunities right here. And like I said, the best platform in the world to trade on for years has been Bybit. As far as I'm concerned, you're getting up to $30,000 to trade it with the link in the description down below. And BingX also, in addition to crypto, you can also trade traditional finance, which is really, really cool. But I think this is the star of the show here, just with all of the opportunities. The crypto market has definitely heated up a little bit again. You've seen me pull some profits here. I've already been in this Bitcoin long that I've told you about, where I've made over $150,000 on this trade already. And I only put in around 100, so I've more than doubled my money on that trade. Absolutely beautiful performance, definitely something that I'm very happy with. And both of those trades were, of course, made on Bybit, so definitely do check it out if you are interested. With that, though, guys, I am going to be heading off. I really hope you have enjoyed this one. You know exactly what to do if you have, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.